Hey all, welcome to another video. This has actually taken a bit of time coming. You know what? I always say that at the start of every video, so I'll try to minimize that. um, right, so what have I been up to? Yeah, it has been a little interesting. My work on the React TypeScript CRUD notes uh, and React TypeScript to-do list has been a little thin, and simply because there's been a whole bunch of personal things that have occupied my time. You know what? I have a feeling that I've said this a couple of times too. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. While I say work has been a little slim on that, but that's not to say that there hasn't been any progress at all. There has been quite a bit of progress, and that's just in terms of all the planning and everything that I intend to do with it. Like for example, all the features that I'll be adding to it, and a lot of the work now would go on to the front end side of it, and that will be, well, I'll be building out that React app with the to-do list, and the idea is it's still a to-do list app, it's still a task management app, but what I'll add to it is something like, so once you've added a task and you try to edit it, it should have been a new dialog, like a new little input dialog and stuff. And then in there, depending on some of the text that you have, you can get certain recommendations. Honestly, the only recommendation that I'm thinking of right now is, say if you've got some sort of text like to do, some sort of to do for which has text that says that, okay, get some food or something like Thai food, great food, whatever. And what I'm thinking of doing is maybe throw in some recommendations from the best restaurants for that particular cuisine, the best restaurants that are near to you based on that cuisine. For example, if you say Thai, so the best Thai restaurants around you. There's several publicly available APIs for these sort of things, like there's restaurant rating apps and all that, and they've exposed their APIs, so I'll just pull in the data from there. Again, nothing super groundbreaking, but it's just something that I'll be piecing together to have to show in a fully working app. Remember, the idea is for you or for anyone to see, if you were to build an app like that gets started from a whole bunch of different APIs, like external APIs, and puts it all together and into a fully functioning working app, how would you do that? That's just the basic premise behind all of this. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish here, and that's what I hope to achieve. And let's see how I go with that. Do I have an ETA on this, like in terms of when I think I could deliver a fully functioning version of this? Let me think about it. That really depends, because as I said, I've got a few commitments, and I also have my day job. So with all of these sort of things, if I factor in all of these other aspects of my life into this, I'd say it would take me at least another month or a month and a half, or maybe 2 months to get all this thing, to get a fully working version of all these. I'm not in a big rush per se, because I am doing this. This is not my primary project, and this is something that I do intend to do, and it's not the main priority as of now. So yeah, I'm not sure how that sounds, but this is my work. This is a contribution to open source. This is something that I'm doing to help out the community. So I've created a whole bunch of issues in the Github repositories. So should you have the time, please feel free to welcome me. I'll take that back. should you have the time, you are welcome to help me. Feel free to help me and add some code to it, and I'd really appreciate it. I'd create a PR and I'd approve that, I'd review that PR, I'd approve it, and then we can all build this thing together because it's out there, it's for all of you to use. So it's just, that's open source. Together we get smarter. That's just what it is. Together we share knowledge and get that much more incredible. Right. So my plan for the next week or so is mainly to add that blog post. This is something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, but I just didn't get around to doing it. And that is the entire process of hosting your React app on an AWS Amazon Web Services S3 bucket, and then serving static, configuring that bucket to serve a static website, and then blocking all public access to that bucket, and then creating a CloudFront distribution so you can serve that static website by a secure endpoint, and to ensure that you request an SSL certificate by a certificate manager, and also make sure that the certificate covers not just the domain but also the subsequent subdomains of the site, so on and so forth, and also a whole bunch of details about creating a bunch of CNAME records. That was key to the entire process. So I do intend to create a little blog post which details each and every step of it. If possible, and where I can, I'll try to attach screenshots with it as well. That just makes it so much easier for anyone looking at that to just have a go at it. The only reason why I'd be a little skeptical about attaching screenshots would be that AWS has a tendency of changing their web interface. They have I've seen tutorials out there that have been showing how to do things in AWS with the old UI, and now the UI is a bit different. I mean, the change is not drastic. I mean, it's not like a complete 180 degree on the original design, but it's still something. So that's something that it's still something to keep in mind, and that is something that I'll factor in while I'm trying to attach screenshots with this blog post. Why am I thinking of attaching screenshots? Because I recently created a document at my day job on how to do certain things in a bamboo pipeline. Like Bitbucket Bamboo, it's what we use for CI/CD, and how to create a new job and all that was a little bit cryptic. It was just knowledge that people who work with those sort of things with the pipeline stuff know, they are aware of, but the rest of us, we don't really know it. So when I went in there and I tried to figure out how to do all those things, I made sure that I create a document with screenshots on how to do that, so like a detailed step-by-step walkthrough. So while it took me some time, I wanted to make sure it doesn't take my colleagues any time. It saves them time. They don't have to end up wasting their time trying to talk to a bunch of people or trying to figure out how this thing works, or try a bunch of trial and error things, and so on and so forth. I wanted to avoid that. So for the very same reason, I'll also be creating a blog post that talks about how to host a static website, a React app on Amazon AWS S3, served by secure endpoint, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think about for now. I'll put a link to the description of the React TypeScript to-do list GitHub repository, as well as the Node TypeScript CRUD notes API that I have on GitHub. So please have a look at those things, as well as my blog post at mydaytodo.com/blog, mydaytodo.com/blog. Alright, cool. Until next time, live long and prosper.